Hello again. Okay, now it's time to build the jig. It's puzzle time, right? So, what if you're not good with puzzles? Oh no, how do I build the jig? This is terrible, it's a puzzle, right? Well, not so bad. The jig has marks on all the pieces and the main two squares. So each section will have numbers. And so you will place your numbered pieces. These are number 1, these are for your head tube. And so, I'll show you how to assemble it, just in case. Oh, you're really terrible. Oh no, I'm no good with puzzles. So you take this one, and they face this direction. And there's 2 of them just like this, so it'll be easy. You'll take one, slide the long gap into the long gap, and you have that. The little point that sticks out, facing toward the other point on your board, that the other one will fit in. Take your little hammer and tap that in there. Good to go. Next one. Number one. Same process. Slide the long piece in. Make sure the point faces one way. But first, we should put the head tube into the other one. And you'll slide it in like so. You'll take this one, put it over here, then maybe there's some tilting to do a little bit. And you'll take this, and you'll tap it down. Now that it's aligned, slide it in, and your head tube should be touching both pieces. Good to go. Next, let's start with the piece with your location for your seat tube connection. You have a long piece. The long piece is basically your top piece. So the long holes, this one that looks kind of like a key. You want the key facing your body. And this will slide right into the long slit on the key, so it still looks like a key, still faces you. That's good. Take the one with the 2 holes in it, slide them into the key-shaped surface. There's a gap in between the 2 pieces. That's where the one with the circle will go. And if you did what I just did, it might be a little firm to put in there, but it'll slide right in, and you can look through the keyhole. The 2 bumps from the key, you'll still see them, face your body. Place it into its hole in the board. Taking a little second here. Tap it. Might take a little extra pushing, but that's okay. We'll get that in there. Now, let's do the part that I mentioned before. Plastic cap faces up. Very important. You have a piece with a very long part protruding upward. This needs to face up. The slit here, you find another piece with a little slot, 2 pegs, that slides up into that long slot. Slide it in there, and you're good to put this into the board. This one, you might not want to hit with the hammer right now. Just kind of work it in there. Once it's down, you're good with that. Take one of your 2 circles, rectangular, make sure it lines up, slide it down. Take your seat tube, slide it over that. Now you may unscrew your cap from the top, of course. Might take a couple seconds, because this is important. Now that it's slid properly down, you will take your other wooden dowel for the top and place it over it. Now, if the dowels aren't in the right order, it probably won't look right. So let's make sure to take it off. Is it bigger than the bottom one? then you have the right dowel. Place back. But if you don't want to worry about that, just make sure you have the bigger one set aside first. Put it on. This is assembled. Moving over to where we will use the tape. You have a very large piece with a point that you want to face this way. One with a long sleeve. And you will slide that into one of the two grooves. The back groove, it's the far one, far left. And your shorter one into the shorter groove. This is ready to be placed into the board now. Make sure you line it up. Might take a second. Might be a little firm. But didn't even need the hammer, which is okay. So the longer one slides onto the top, I believe, actually, yes. You want the shorter one for the bottom. And you will slide it down over the two pegs facing up on the shorter of the two that slid up into the vertical stand. The one with the loop will be the top one, and the loop faces down toward you, the circle. This one will go on the bottom, but it'll be loose. Oh no, it's loose, we can't have that. This is where we need tape. But before we get to that, let's put this one up on the top where it belongs. You'll slide that in, over and down. And you will also need tape here because, again, when you take the top one, slide it on, it's loose. If you wiggle it, you don't want that. And after tape is placed and it's on here, there's this little piece like this, which is kind of just your cap. How much tape do we use? Well, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Slide it on. Slide it on. See you in the next video.